I want you to notice the support poles, like this pole and this pole, this pole, this pole, all the way to the end. Now I have an angle of view that lets me see between all of them, right? There's a space between all of them. The space gets smaller as my angle to the poles becomes more narrow at the far end. At the poles right here, my angle is steep, but my angle is more narrow down there. Now I'm going to slowly move to the side and watch how those poles down at the end begin to merge together as one because my angle is not sufficient to see between them. They're getting closer and closer, closer and closer. Look at, now you got several poles at the end that are already starting to appear as a single pole. Now you're getting more and more. They appear as a single pole. And more and more and more till they become like a single line across because my angle of view to them is too narrow to show them. Of course, now they start to spread apart. This is like raising your elevation on the horizon, only I'm doing it from a side view. Because it all works the same. Now I'm getting more and more space between them, and I can see detail, individual poles. This is why your angle of view is the key reason for determining where a horizon will be and why it will appear as a single line across. It's because your angle is insufficient to see further past it and individualize the poles. And on the ocean surface, it would be the waves. And there is how you get your horizons. The bigger your angle of view, the wider it is, the further down you can see. Like if this barn extended further, I would see even further down there. And I would just have to go a little wider out and see even further. So simple of a concept. Your number one reason in perspective for why things get blocked, bottom first, is angle of view. Number two would be the surface features, topography, or terrain. Number three would be convergence or compression, which is what you see when I go closer. Those poles down the end are converging and compressing together and appearing as one. Convergence and compression. The same thing applies to stuff on the ground. If you lower your camera to the ground, it does the same effect on the ground. And I will lift it up over my head. You will see more detail on the ground. Number four is angular size. Things get smaller in the distance. So little things in front of it block out more and more as they get smaller and smaller in angular size and compressed towards the center of your line of sight. And then of course number five is atmospheric conditions, which we all know and see, and even you guys acknowledge. All those points are parts of the whole when it regards to perspective. see things. This is simple stuff. There is no curvature involved. These poles are in a straight line. And yet they look like they're angling in. It looks like the roof is angling down and the floor is angling up. They're not. Just perspective. Everything converges and compresses to the center of your line of sight. The horizon will always appear at the point where your angle over a surface is insufficient to see detail past that point. Just like the lines on the road in the center. The lines right in front of you appear as individual lines, but just a little ways up, they start to merge and blend in together as a single line. And then a little further up ahead, you can't even tell there are lines there. Same thing. The earth is flat. There is no curve. We've all been deceived, but some of us have now seen the truth. While the ball earthers are suffering from Dunning-Kruger because they've been presented with facts that overwhelm what they previously thought, and they can't handle it.